Hello viewers, Kubiyando, Kith and Kin, I'm SB and welcome back to I Was A Teenage Exocolonist, where we are here deep in pollen season and all I can think to do is rest. It's just like real life. Have we talked to you? Okay, we're not allowed to gift you anything right now. What is my perception at? 92. Okay, so we've almost maxed out perception already. We could probably focus on other things for a little while. That said, I am going to take our rest on the walls. The view from the top of the towers is stunning. In almost every direction, you see the untouched beauty of Vertumnus spill out before you. Well, except for where they've cut down a bunch of mush trees, and where the expedition vehicles have churned up the dirt, and where the drainage system has made a big muddy puddle, and. Okay, I think I'm totally cool dropping the red 0. I think that is fine. Okay, late pollen, and we probably don't need to go back out right away. The thing is, I feel like we're pretty close to having completed the outside. Once we have completed the outside, though, once we've completed the perception bar, going outside is going to be a lot less valuable. We're almost at the first animal thing, too. Like, we should be getting... We're at 33 now, but we're at 33 because of an item. Once we get our skill to natural 33, we'll get our first perk on that as well. Yeah, all right. Okay. He's just hiding his novel from us. What do I need for you? Toughness 40. We're not close. Forgive me, I'm kind of like rebuilding a little bit here. I shot a bunch of the previous episodes kind of back to back because I was finding the game extremely compelling. So yeah, I guess let's go ahead and go out one more time because I do want to see if we can actually like wrap up the outside. Even if it does leave us in a place where we're not going to benefit from going outside quite as much in the future. Just because I'm curious, you know, when we saw at some point a listing of the things that we had left to do, and one of those things involved, it said like bosses cleared 0 of 1, so. You leave the path and sneak through a strand of mush trees to one of the little sawmills dotting this area. It's a small but busy operation, 3 people feeding mush tree logs into some kind of machine, while a 4th one directs a 4-legged robot with a plasma saw. We have seen this before, but honestly, harvesting mushwood, pretty good card. Alright. The entire process makes you uneasy, but proud of how industrious your colony is. We've seen that one before. What was this? This is just, you've reached the end of this area. Yeah, keep exploring. Hold on. I've reached the end of that branch. I don't think we've hit all of the events yet. I just want to make sure we absolutely clear the place out. And I would love the points of animals if we could encounter some animals. Maybe we have basically cleared the place out. Maybe that was the only thing that was left. Is this... Nope, that doesn't do anything. Okay, yeah, we have, in fact, basically entirely cleared the place out. Well... I'm going to go home from the waypoint just to see if that does anything. But that's still not bad. Like, if we spend a month to gain about the amount of stats you would gain from a normal activity. Oh, no, wait, there's another... There are events left. Okay, it's going to make me go through this. You're minding your own business when you stumble into... The low valley has collected a lot of that thick pollen. You cough and try to push your way through, but it's pollen all the way down. Surveyors get nice helmets with built-in masks, but yours is just a cheap one. At least the pollen isn't too thick here. And it's just a perception challenge to get through. Something tells me we'll be able to figure it out. So... What if... I built Set of 4s. That's something. 17 in the first round. It's pretty okay. That's fantastic. Just absolutely phenomenal. And then... we could just set... we could get an awful lot of 2s here. Is that the right way to do this? Is it better to have a set of 2s? I mean, all cards under 2 become 2 except this, which is going to be a 4. We're not going to be able to create like a massive set of 2s anyway. I don't know. That's not very exciting, but it's, you know, whatever. I'll take it. We will miss a single point of kudos. Blah, this pollen makes your face itch. Makes it all the better when you find a route to higher ground and come out of the worst of it. So we did stress out a little bit, but yeah, that's fine. Get a little bit of that. As you come to a bend in the path, movement catches the corner of your eye. There's something up on top of a nearby mushroom-capped tree. You can't tell what it is, but is that a person? Someone is peering over the edge of the mushroom cap above you. You can't quite see their eyes, but you get an impression of long dark hair and an enormous mocking grin. I wouldn't go that way if I were you, they warn playfully. They have a deep musical accent you don't recognize. A stranger? That's impossible. You're the only people around for should be thousands of light years. What the heck is he doing out here? You feel a chill go up your spine. Ignore him and move on quickly. I'm assuming find another way to get to him? I don't know what find another way to what? I wouldn't go that way if I were you. I am gonna find another way. Oh, never mind. No, I'm not. We think he's gone now, but we remember the warning. Are you sure you should go this way? I'm going to say out loud, why not? You start to ask why, but he's disappeared again over the edge of the mushroom cap. You shout, but there's no answer. You can't even figure out a way to get up there. Can this guy fly? Or was it just a mirage? You think you might be seeing things. It's possible the fungus has, you know, effects. I ignore his advice and continue. No. You've met everybody on the stratospheric. That must have been some kind of animal. One that looks like a person. And sounds like a person. Maybe it's just Dis playing tricks with his voice. Or maybe you're seeing things. You round the bend and regret it immediately as something long and thin slaps against your face. Then another whack across your back. And as you spin to face your attacker, whap whap. 2 slaps to your shins send you reeling. Whatever's attacking, you can't see it. You fall to the ground and cover your head with your arms in defense. But nothing happens. You look up, and there's no attacker, but the plants all around you are flattened to the ground. They're long purple reeds with knobby bumps at their bases. As you watch, the reeds slowly start to bend back upright. You poke one experimentally, and it slaps back down to the ground, stinging your hand. Attacked by grass. How embarrassing. You decide to call it slapgrass. And nobody will ever know why. Okay, with that, I'm relatively confident that I've actually cleared the area. That was worth doing, though, because I have some questions. Alright, I feel like we pretty convincingly have been everywhere on this path now. And that did, in fact, cap our perception. Very curious. So here we are in early dust. We've been enlightened by mastering a skill. Ooh, slip past all path-blocking explore events. That's cool. We can just go to the ones we care about. That's actually really neat. We could definitely do gifts again. I don't do playing, Tang says, watching Anemone and some of the smaller children tear through the colony chasing after a sports ball. Why would I put effort into chasing around a dumb ball, getting sweaty and tired? For fun? She shudders. I would rather spend my time doing something important. Hey, guess what? I have something for you. It's these medicinal roots. All right. She is fond of those, as is her brother. And where did he get off to? Here we go. Okay. His novel, My Buddy. Would you like... There we go. How are we doing with everybody? 35, 51. That feels like it should be significant, right? Past half the bar? What's going on, Mom? I can't tell you what I learned today because I don't know anything of value. You learned at a young age not to sneak up on your mom. She's jumpy and gets kind of mean if someone surprises her. That's just how she's always been, and you never questioned it. You always make sure to walk a little more heavy when she hasn't noticed you yet. That's fair. That's very considerate. Cal is lying in the scrub grass at the edge of the garden, staring up at the sky. He blinks at you as your shadow passes over him. Hey, Samhain, he says, smiling around a stalk of grass between his teeth. You ever just take some time and appreciate this place? We got sky and clouds and rain and wind. But after growing up on the Strato, it all seems pretty magical. Yeah, man, it does kind of seem pretty magical. I love a Hop Ifax. That's a very cute card. Have we given him stuff yet? Would you like a log? Are you into logs? Okay, cool. Yeah, oh no, we only got a +1. He's just more positive than everybody else. It is not the special gift for him. Neat, Cal exclaims, taking your gift and peering at it inquisitively. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I love it. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna figure out what everybody likes. Samhain, come over here, Mars demands. When you do, oh yeah, the selfie, right. Hey, do you want a log? Okay, Mars dislikes mushwood logs. That was actually -1 friendship. I'm doing terribly with her. Ugh, Mars scowls. What do you expect me to do with this? I'll put it where it belongs. Outside in the dirt. Yeah, you're not wrong. That's extremely fair. I'm doing a terrible job with her. Also, she's kind of a jerk. Carefully pick a yellow flower. That is a thing we've not seen before. Hey, Anemone, do you want a gift? Mom says I'm about to hit my growth spurt, she says, chewing with her mouth open. She says I got a hollow leg. Yeah? Well, would you like a hollow log? Cool, thanks. I guess it is my birthday this week. I kind of forgot. Okay, that's a shitty gift to get for somebody on their birthday, but at least now we know that. I do feel bad about it. So, we're enlightened. We should probably take some mental skill increases. It's definitely to our benefit to get some organizing. And I think taking some biology is still probably pretty wise. I don't think... So engineering gives you more reasoning. This gives you a little bit of reasoning still. There's creativity and persuasion, which are not things that we're especially good at. Let's try to maximize the benefit of this enlightenment here. It's a little bit of a biology bonus. It's been a while since you've been to life sciences class. You wonder who they got to teach it after Professor Hal died. I mean, he was the teacher back on the ship. Who could possibly replace him? You take your seat in the classroom. There's no teacher here yet. You and the other students wait, exchanging awkward glances as time passes. Eventually, Chief Engineer Instance breezes through the door. She's accompanied by Tange, who takes a seat beside you, barely giving you a second look. Look who showed up, Instance snaps. With a sinking feeling, you know she's talking about you. Samhain, can you even tell me what life sciences entails? Tange looks at you out of the corner of her eye, trying not to smirk. The wet sciences. This is a thing Professor Hal said. This shows that I came to class at least once. The class giggles, breaking the tension. How witty, Instance mutters. Wit does you no favors in the real sciences, though. If you want to sit around and talk about great people, may I suggest focusing on the humanities? Okay, well that feels like kind of a non sequitur. Tangent stops you on the way to class. No, she doesn't. Okay, these events should have fired in a different order. Samhain, were you heading to life sciences? Good, I could use your help with something, actually. I'm working with Chief Engineer Instance in the biolab. If you give me a hand with it, I'm sure she'll give you credit for the class. Well, yeah, of course I'll help. I don't think Tange is going to steer us wrong. I don't think this is a trick. Honestly, admits Tange, we just need somebody to label petri dishes and move them from the cooler to different machines. A Hopeye could do it. Instance is staring unfocused at her hollow eye as she processes the results of the scans. Tange goes and stands beside her, pulling up the scan on her own hollow palm. They confer quietly while you wait. It sounds like they're studying the shimmer, the mysterious illness some colonists get during pollen every year, including your dad. So this is an event that is meant to have taken place on a different day, and it just didn't separate the days of class very well for us. Instance looks up at you, as if just noticing your existence. Ah, Samhain, she says. We've been studying samples from some of the colonists who get sick during pollen, including your dad. Some of the stuff in his lungs, it's some kind of fungus. We think the shimmer is a form of reproduction, Tange explains. It's like a fungus trying to turn us into more fungus like it. It's really neat, actually. It is actually terrifying. It is fundamentally terrifying. I know our character tends to be excited about stuff, but this is an existential creep. More like ultra creepifying. That too, Tange replies, though she looks more excited than scared. We'd be much safer if the surveyors just set fire to it all rather than trying to study it. Who knows what else is out there trying to kill us? I definitely don't feel like that's a good idea. +1 shimmer cure. You spend the rest of the week helping them study the illness. Mostly this involves following instructions and doing, as Tange loves to repeat, jobs a Hopeye could do. Nothing beats hands-on experience, though. Tange is a little mean to us, considering how much friendship we have. This would be easier if we had an actual sample of the fungus, Instance remarks. They're working with some biological samples, a fancy word for snot, but according to them, the fungus is all mixed in with human cells. Instance has to spend a lot of time in vert space trying to disconnect the two in her models. Where could I find a sample? Our most useful reports have been from foragers returning from the Valley of Vertigo, where the pollen is thick all year. That might be a good place to start. Okay. We could do that. We can figure that out. So, card becomes 2. We have to make a 21. What if we do like a 5, 3? This is a little awkward. Because I want to place something here, and then it probably ends up being better just to keep the colors together, though. If I do that, that's enough for a win. Matches as all pairs or straights. But I'm just going to take this. So we had the swirling background and it was not the total best. So I think that was a question that was still unsettled for me. So now we know the golden swirling background behind the number doesn't mean anything except you're winning. Why, it's time for the 3rd annual Vertumnalia Festival. You gather with your family in the colony square. Everyone takes a seat as Governor Unicott approaches the stage. She folds her hands and serenely addresses the crowd. What a pleasure to address you all today as your governor, she says, looking as pleased as she ever does. In under 3 years, we've built a colony of which we can be truly proud. While we've suffered hardships and losses, we remain standing, as always, looking toward the future we are building together. Let us use this midsummer festival as a time to reflect on our many blessings, Unicott continues. Fresh water, good food, healthy children, and a strong community. Unicott bows her head. But first, let us remember Professor Halitosis. That's what his name... That seems like a screwed up thing to name your kid. Who guided our children and kept our engines running for so many years. Chief Engineer Instance will be filling in with help from our ship's AI congruence until someone can take up the mantle that rested so easily on Hal's broad shoulders. We also recognize the passing of our dear friend, Chief Surveyor Melatonin. Known for his gentle nature and his curious spirit, Tonin joins his daughter Aspartame and his partner Lavendula in the world of our memories. Yeah, that's bad luck. In his place, we welcome our youngest council member ever, Utopia, representing Expeditions. Uticott invites the rest of the council to stand and be recognized among the crowd, including your mom, who huffs in annoyance. When the applause dies down and the council sits, Utopia remains standing. Actually, Auntie Uticott, y'all mind if I just make a quick announcement? Uticott nods, and Utopia clears her throat. I just wanted to say thanks to y'all who are trusting me with this job, she says, her clear voice ringing out over the crowd. A cheer rises from Expeditions, but she motions for them to quiet down. Uncle Tonin's left some big shoes to fill, and, well, I'm going to give it my best. We're fixing to get to the bottom of what we're calling the shimmer, the sniffles folks have been getting during the pollen. Utopia continues. Until we do, please keep on wearing your masks when the pollen is thick, and let the doc know if you're under the weather. She bends down to hug the governor as she leaves the stage. Thank you, Utopia, Uticott says warmly, and thank you to the rest of the council for their service. Live music starts playing, and Uticott smiles. And now, it's time for games and feasting. The crowd disperses toward the feasting table, clearing the area of chairs so the children's competitions can be held. Well, I feel like we gotta do the bot triathlon, right? We're great at this. Com keeps adding complexity to his bot wrestling game. Last year was the hollow obstacle course, and this year there's an accuracy challenge. Sink 3 baskets and you can move on to the next stage, Com says, unveiling something with a flourish. A vacuum bot with a basket tied to its head. It chirps as it stomps back and forth, and the crowd cheers. I don't think that's going to be any problem for us. You're competing against Nem and Cal. You notice they're not racing around together. Cal is playing with the vacuum bot, and Nem is standing next to her brother. Interesting thing to notice. You're up first. Big toughness challenge. Okay, that's locked. So its value is set, right? Its value is set by the cards around it. Oh, shoot, that's right. That's a 4 if I put it there. So actually... Okay, but I don't actually get the benefit of it. It's still these 2 4s plus the 3 overall. I guess I'll take that. Oh, it's locked in every round? Having a 0 locked into my set every round really sucks. Oh, that hurts a bunch. We could do this. Make that a set of 6s. It should be possible for us to get there. At the very least, we can stress ourselves through it, right? What is going to be the best way to do this? You can set a bunch of 3s and then just throw another red on the edge. And 15 stress is totally fine. Yeah. There was a 28 in that last round, so I didn't need to stress at all. You thought the accuracy portion would be harder. Those vacuum bots can be fast when they're on a mission. This one seems to get bored waiting for you to complete the obstacle course, so by the time you line up to take your shot with the sports ball, it's stopped running around and has taken to carefully vacuuming the dirt under its feet. Probably not what was intended. Alright, get ourselves another big red 5. You easily sink your baskets and move on to the wrestling competition, which you win by a huge margin. Nem pouts and stomps over to Com, yelling that it wasn't fair you got it easy. She refuses to speak to you until Com sits you both down and makes you shake hands. pointing out that Nem also got hit by 5 hollow obstacles and couldn't have won anyway. Nem begrudgingly accepts your win. After the festivities, you take time off for a much-needed, very relaxing break. Your dad sets up a slip-and-slide through the colony square, and everyone takes turns sliding on their stomachs and spraying water at each other. It's a lot of fun. You can feel your worries floating away in the hot dust suns. Okay, so we didn't get a ton out of that. Was mid-dust their birthdays? No, late wet, which was previous, right? Is wet this season or that season? I don't remember. So unpopular and enlightened. This would be a good time to do something that gives us both a yellow and a blue skill points, but is there such a thing? Does working at the does working here do that? It gives me organizing and perception. Organizing is useful. Obviously, we don't get anything for perception anymore. Hold on. Is there any new text with anyone? Doesn't seem like it. Do we still just have the same shovel dirt here? Not exactly what I'm looking for. Can I tell her? I mean, obviously we can sneak out. I was kind of curious if we could tell her to, like, hey, make sure you do an expedition out to the place to get the pollen. Should we go out and get it? Our bravery boost will be increased. That's something. The thing is, I don't know for sure if we can go out and get it. Let me see here. Oh, sorry, this isn't how you do it. Do we get a special option for making sure to go out to the right place? No, it's just sneak out to explore nearby. And we will get some bravery for this. Which will get boosted. Events respawn in quiet. 0 events remaining, 0 collectibles remaining. So yeah, it would seem like there's not actually value to doing that. Not right now, at least. So I guess let's go back to school? Go study life sciences again? Some biology and some reasoning. I mean, I need organizing. But the only way to get organizing is to get fewer overall skill points. And we'd have to do it enough times that it feels like a real waste because, like, we're not getting any benefit from our perception. Yeah, I'm gonna stay focused. Let's just try to get some biology. You're bringing supplies to Medbay when you see something unusual. Tangent, curled up on a bench, her head pillowed on a rolled-up lab coat. She's fast asleep. You stop and stare. You never see Tange sleeping. She's always so busy. And you're surprised she even has time to nap. You turn to leave her in peace when you bump into Nem. Wah! Nem says, she hardly ever sleeps, like just a couple hours a night. Is she sick or something? You look back at Tangent, snoozing peacefully. Yo, that seems like a really good augment. Just not needing to sleep. I'm so jealous of her genetic enhancement, Nem says, rubbing at one of the scales sprouting on her jawline. She hardly needs to sleep at all. She probably stayed up all night studying for this morning's history test. Well, okay, let's let her sleep. Actually, wait, there's a test. No, let's let her sleep. Let's not disturb her. Tange's hollow palm beeps a soft alarm. She sits up and stretches, looking totally refreshed and alert. She sees you watching her and looks annoyed. Just a power nap, she says. No reason to gawk. Okay. Here's the thing about being the big red bot champion. A super goal, no less. Okay, pretty solid outcome, I feel like. Yeah, that seems like such a good enhancement. Honestly, I would take that over super strength like any day. Does anybody have the new dialogue dots? Nobody does. But we should... Nope, never mind. Too soon to give another gift. We'll get there. We'll do it. So just our kudos are doubled. I guess I'm going to keep at it till we get our first biology perk. This week in biology class, you're learning about predators and prey. Chief Engineer Instance brings up a picture of a hopeye on the holo projector and asks, "What is this animal, and what does it do when it sees a predator?" Tange's hand shoots up. "They hop away very quickly. That's why we called it a hopeye." Instance shakes her head. "Tange, you should know better than that. Many prey animals run away from predators. What do only hopeyes do?" Tange blushes and looks down at her lap, mortified that she got a question wrong. Instance scans the class again. "Anyone else? Samhain? Well, obviously, they thump on the ground to warn others." You've seen hopeyes out in the wild, and you know they're very communal animals. One wouldn't run away without warning the others first. Then, they all hop away very quickly. Correct, Instance nods. Tange gives you an appraising look. Maybe she didn't expect this from you. Well, you know, some of us get some of our information from outside the classroom is all. So, for a 23, it feels to me like we want to do this, unite it through here. So if I just play this, oh, it turns into a 3, right? Because this card gets plus, oh, one slot card gets plus 1. That, right, there's a thing there that says the thing. So I just want to play the 6, right? That's going to get us our best value. Oh, there was a 29. I didn't even look at what the thing with the 3 in place was. Okay, wet season's the last season. So their birthday is late wet. Tange is very seriously considering a large piece of paper. One of the lab assistants told me that it is impossible to fold a piece of paper in half more than 7 times, she says. This is a myth. You can actually fold a piece of paper in half 12 times. Tange frowns. I cannot abide those nominally more intelligent than I am, passing on hearsay and urban legends as facts. It is the duty of all scientists to question what is held up as truth. So, I'm not 100% clear on the rules. It seems like you can only give people something once every 3 months, or it might even be just once a season. So I think it's possible that you can always give stuff to people on their birthday. I'm not sure. I don't want to miss her birthday, so I'm going to not for the moment. And then Dis has the same birthday, right? Nem scowls as she watches the rain come down. I'm going to do it, she mutters. I don't care if my hair looks like a puffball afterward. If that's what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen. Okay, I brought you something. It's an egg. Whoa, this egg looks tasty, Nem exclaims. Wait, I can eat this, right? Okay, I kind of thought that would be the case. And for exactly that reason, frankly. What's up, Cal? The sound of hammering rings through the garden, and you find Cal helping your mom to build a row of raised garden beds. Turns out some of the earth plants don't grow so great here, so we're going to see if this helps, he says, taking a break to rub his face. Your mom stifles a laugh at the smear of dirt it leaves across his cheeks. Your mom says we gotta worry about the nitrogen levels soon, he continues, but that hopefully we'll be eating just plants that grow here before then. Hey, you want to hear a fun nature fact? I guess we could use more Hopeye facts. Mostly I think this is going to give us some friendship with Cal. Maybe not. You recently overheard the children learning how to count by studying Hopeyes. Hopeyes have 1 foot and 2 tail forks and 3 stomachs and 4 eyes. There we go. And if you see 5 of them together, that's lucky. Cal laughs, finishing the mnemonic with you. Wait, how did they find out hot eyes have 3 stomachs? I don't want to know. Okay, also 1 extra point of biology. Hey, Dis, how you doing? Okay, you do not have a new dialogue. Found ourselves a ripe blue bobber fruit. Okay, it's hotter here than you're used to. Yep, Mom just wants to make sure we're staying hydrated. You spot your dad playing cards with 2 of the other agriculturists. You don't recognize the game, but you watch your dad throw down his hand and groan, then peel off his shirt and toss it into the pot. I'm literally losing my shirt over here, he says, and his 2 friends laugh uproariously. So there are people who like his jokes. That is a thing that exists. I'm so happy that he has that in his life. Your dad wipes his eyes, chuckling, then sees you. Oh, hey, Samhain, you need something? So next time I help you with the animals, I will get... Oh, I want to see the card. Okay, that's a pretty good card. It's got a gem on it and everything. And I'm assuming that's at 40 animal skill, which we're not that far off of. What's up, Mars? Okay, just the selfie thing. Tell me about working at the depot again. Practically run the whole command center. Will you just tell her that's amazing again? Can I do that over and over again for free relationship points? Nope. Okay. She doesn't care enough. Well, as much as I want to do more biology work, nah, you know what? Let's stick at it. We can get this done. I do want to hit at the very least, the threshold for the perk. You should have known better, Tangent. You hear as you walk past the laboratory. Curious, you listen at the door. Chief Engineer Instance sighs. I know you meant well, but your presumption has cost us 3 months of work. You can't simply look at an experiment and change the parameters to your liking. Getting results is not the same as doing good science. Your findings, however scientifically interesting, are useless to us without sound methodological underpinnings. Tanger's response is more subdued than you've ever heard her before. I'm sorry, Chief Engineer, she mumbles, looking down at the floor. I recognize the error of my ways. I should hope so, Instance replies, pinching the bridge of her nose in her fingers. I will expect you in the lab first thing tomorrow morning, and I will personally supervise your work in resetting the experiment. Oof. You flatten against the wall as Instance breezes past you, barely giving you a second look as she strides down the hallway. You poke your head inside the laboratory, where Tange scowls and wipes her eyes. What do you want? I don't have the empathy necessary to tell her to cheer up, which is, first of all, you wouldn't think that would be very much, and secondly, I don't necessarily think that's the empathetic thing to do. That's very much like blowing off her concerns. I do think Do You Want to Hang Out is going to be rebuffed right now. She's going to feel like she needs to fix this. What were you working on? Tange sighs and rubs her eyes harder. Something I've been working on with Chief Engineer Instance, she replies. I'm not supposed to talk about it, and I don't want to talk about it. Losing the data was my fault, Tange continues. I wanted to prove I'm not the little kid from biology class, that I'm ready to work hard and really make great discoveries. Dr. Instance has always been there for me, when I was a kid and now with my mother gone, and she's the only adult in this colony who sees what I could become, she says. She believes that I can be better than what I am. It's always been that way. I just really want to impress her. This is a caring thing to say, but I don't know if she would take it that way right now. Although maybe she would recognize the thing that just happened as her having been pushing. I want to say the good friend thing. I want to make her feel better, whatever the right thing is for that. You will. This is what she wants, right? I believe in you. That's how I feel. Tange hums in agreement. I certainly hope so. Okay, well, We didn't get anything out of that, which makes me think that probably it was not quite the right move. It's really awkward to have a card become blue here. I guess the right way to do this then is... get a pretty decent straight there, and then just also throw a 5, throw another 5 on it. Hooray! I worked well this month. We're doing it. We're real close. We could get there with one more. All right. Classic mid-wet behavior. Just run around real quick, see if anybody has anything new, any new dialogue bubbles, see if there's any new collectibles scattered around the ground. All right, one more good month of life sciences, and we'll be on top of it. This week in biology class, you're studying sugar bugs. This native species look like purple marshmallows about the size of your fist, all puffy and squishy and kind of cute. They don't move or do much, but if you tickle them, they exude an edible syrup from a hole at the top of their bodies. Weird. And now, says Chief Engineer Instance, you're going to dissect one. Okay, so... +1 if the card to the left is blue, or just a 3 with a gem on it. I have to feel like... I don't think that our character sees anything unethical in this, and like caring for animals does in fact require that you understand their biology and stuff. I don't think, and we already established that our character has like a very high threshold for gross under most circumstances. I don't think that, I think we would just dissect it. You're given a, thankfully already deceased, sugar bug to work on. Well, yeah, I assume. The moment your scalpel slices it open, a horrid smell assaults you. Sweet like rotting fruit. Yuck. You see Tange trying not to gag too. Alright, let's nail this. Okay, it's a big one. Well, we can just do this and then build for the big red flush. 13's pretty good for the first round. Gosh. We can't even do like 4s across most of this, because if we play this 4, it turns this one into a 5. So... and this... how do these interact? Does this actually still read as a... no. Match as all pairs or straights. So we are still getting the 2 of a kind, but it's also reading the -2 and actually reducing our result by it, which is a shame. So if I do that, if we play it like this, this will still read as it reads as both a 5 and a 4. Yeah, that's not bad, right? That's got to be the right outcome for that hand. And then here, we play a lot of Hop-Eye facts. So if I do this, we end up at 22. If I do it like that instead, we end up at 24. It's better to pursue the greater, what do you call it? The 5 of a kind. Yeah. I feel pretty good about that. The 5 of a kind was not actually the best way to do it. You carefully section your sugar bug into 6 discrete organs. You take a photo with your hollow palm and carefully fill in labels for all the parts. That's pretty good, Tange says, peeking at your work. These things are slipperier than I was expecting. Parts of mine are still moving. Alright, time's up, says Dr. Instance. Please place your dissected sugar bugs into these tanks to leave overnight. The next morning, your class is in for a surprise. The sugar bugs are alive again, and there are more of them. Your teacher explains that their DNA is so malleable that almost any part of a sugar bug can turn into any other part if it needs to. The resulting sugar bugs are smaller, but will eventually grow into full-sized ones. Verteminate biology is weird. Yes, it is. Okay, we're max stressed. We're 1 point of biology off of our thing, which sucks. I do need a break. Can I pop into the shop real quick? Is there anything new to purchase by any chance? No. Okay. So I am curious about this. Giving somebody a cake on their birthday is probably pretty good. We're going to have to settle with giving them medicinal roots, which they like very much. So certainly not a terrible loss. Hey, I have something for you. It's... Oh, I only have 1 medicinal root left. All right, I'm going to give her something fancier. She likes blue stuff. Likes blue skills, you know. I don't know. I'm going to give her this bobber fruit. Tange is surprised that you remembered her birthday. She looks dubiously at the gift for a moment, then smiles at you. You didn't have to, but thank you, Samhain. Alright, I'm trying my absolute best to be friends with Dis, because Dis seems like he really needs a friend, and he's gonna really appreciate these medicinal roots. For my birthday? He mumbles. Oh, thank you. This looks like it's from a very rare plant. Did you find it while you were exploring? Okay, wow, 4 friendship. We're really pushing. Alright, feeling pretty good about that, actually. Does anybody have anything to say before I go rest? Alright, we can study with Tange. Oh, because our reasoning hit 20. Okay, yeah, we should do this. A blue 3 is not a bad card. You and Tangent sync your hollow palms and play a game together where you race to assemble chemical compounds using a simple programming languages. Tangent is a whiz at it and breezes through the levels, barely breaking a sweat. You can tell she's hiding a smile when she looks over your shoulder to help you with a particularly tricky algorithm. But at least she's hiding it, right? Yeah, let's go do the wall rest thing. Feels like the right move. You use the uninterrupted time on the walls to catch up on some schoolwork. Attending class isn't mandatory after a certain age, but if you want to be able to get into one of the more specialized career paths, you're expected to do at least some independent study, even if you're not attending class. Well, listen, we have been doing some independent study. I will forget another red 0. I'm totally fine with that. And now, it is the glow time. Who doesn't love a little glow time? Well, traditionally the colony. Ooh, glittering crystal cluster. Dis pokes a glowing bauble bud with his toe. The seed head snaps free and drifts up into the dark of glow, slowly breaking up into little luminescent specks. Make a wish, he says. Okay, so I think it's probably that we're allowed to gift people stuff once per season. The crystal cluster is actually really powerful in a challenge. I'm going to give him this yellow flower and see. He's not really like a... Well, he likes those roots. I'm going to give him the yellow flower and see what he thinks of it. Okay, it's just whatever. Fair enough. And nobody else is out. People aren't like hanging around inside. Oh, Mom's out. Okay, yep, she wants to stay close to the ship. That was actually just the same thing she said to us last glow. And yeah, it does seem like nobody else is... Oh no, Anemone's out. Hey Nem, what's up? You approach Nem just as she's about to bite into a sandwich the size of her head. Alright. So I guess we got to go do life sciences one more time for our perk. You collect samples of the glowing mushroom caps to try to isolate the mechanism that makes them glow. You generate a lot of mushroom slurry during your attempts, a clear paint-like substance that glows for a short time before becoming invisible. You and the other students enjoy writing messages on the side of the ship and watching them disappear. A few of your classmates get in trouble for obscenity and get a few kudos taken away. 5 kudos if total exactly equals goal. Interesting. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. So if we go like 5, 1, 2... So we can add 2 points to Dis a Secret by moving it over, but we'll lose 1 point here. Oh, except that builds a straight without me noticing. Do I want the extra kudos? I don't think I do. I don't think I want the extra kudos. Well, we're getting the same value either way, right? So what if I broke up the straight intentionally? Okay, if I break it up more, we're going to get under. Yeah. We could... I put this down. I can make that a 2. I put it on the other side. It's gonna like neighboring it with telling a violent tale is really awkward. There probably is a way to dial this in exactly. Okay, there it is. Yeah, I needed to make the straight smaller while maintaining the actual value of the cards. Alright, I think that was worth figuring out. 2 data points form a line, but 3 is a pattern. The colony has been on high alert all glow, hoping that the creatures from beyond the wall don't return for a 3rd year in a row. Surveyors keep reporting that they're seeing unusual animal activity. Even the plants seem different, they say, and new tracks that must have been left by creatures larger and heavier than you've ever seen. You and the other colonists drill evacuation plans. You're in class when the sirens start to ring. The other kids fall to an alert hush. This is one of the assembly points, so you should be safe here, but it wasn't so safe here last year for Professor Hal. What if another creature gets in? Congruence, the new teacher, is just a face on a computer screen. She can't protect anyone. Congruence flickers cheerfully. Please stay calm, children, she says. The defense squad is already en route to the creatures. This should all be over soon. You've been told this before. As the sirens continue, you're faced with a choice. Stay put or leave. I'm going to go out there because I can be of some help, damn it. I am useful. You stand up and leave. Tange and Mars stare at you like you have 3 heads. Congruence doesn't try to stop you. Not that she could. She doesn't even have any hands. Obvious heroism. You slow to a walk as you near the outer doors of engineering. Something doesn't feel right. You stop to listen in the dim emergency lighting and hear the metallic popping of something overhead. In the ventilation ducts? Your blood goes cold. Monsters. They're here. You follow the sounds to a workshop and force yourself to look up through the 2 slats of the vent. You gasp. 2 glistening bug-like eyes peer down at you. No, 4. 6? They blink in syncopated pairs. Then you hear it over the sirens. A soft pinging noise, halfway between a chirp and a purr. The creature skitters, spider-like, from one side of the vent to the other. A small furry tentacle slithers through the slats, searching for the vent release. When it can't find one, it bangs its body against the inside of the vent, denting the metal. So we can just help it out. But we could tame it. I'm going to do the animals challenge here. I think we can help it out, but also make it friendly. All right. It locked a horrible card in the middle of the fucking thing. That's so frustrating. Just take the 3 of a kind. I think that's the best we're going to be able to do. The thing is, we have so much blue in our hand. Well, we're never going to be able to build a good blue through line, though, because it locked a yellow card in the middle of the damn thing. All right, so this time... We can't really get, like... You do this, right? That's a 17. I mean, we're going to get there. It is super annoying, though, that it keeps locking a yellow card in the middle slot of the challenge and then showing us no yellow cards, because we hardly have any. So it really shouldn't occur that we're seeing them so often in the lock slot anyway. And then, yeah, all the cards under 2 become 2. That's a win. So because we have this, I think I'm going to go ahead and take this instead of searching for, like, there's probably a higher value thing here, but I value the extra 1 point of animals that we're going to get off of this far more than the kudos from getting the maximum value. Hooray! What is my native animal skill now? 31. So we're close. We're close to the bonus. You win it over by reading its body language and slowly building trust. It seems to want to join you, and you hope, you'll be allowed to keep it. Wow. That seems like a useful friend. Pets follow you and may appear in events. You look up the species on your holopalm and learn that vriki, so named for the trills they make, which yours is making now, cuddling against your leg, are neither male nor female, though they do require a mate to reproduce. So, it's a they, then. You decide to name them... Oh, you have spores. You're like a mushroom. You're like a mushroom-topus. That's got to be better. Fungtopus. I'm going to name it Squidcap. Okay, Squidcap it is. They blink every one of their beady black eyes up at you, none of them in unison. They seem to have no problem with this name. It isn't long before the sirens turn off, ringing 3 short pulses as the all-clear message flashes on your holopalm. You and the other children file out of engineering, and you head back to your quarters. Your parents will want to know that you're safe. You manage to smuggle your new pet vriki under your jacket and hide it under your bed before they arrive. Your dad gives you a big hug, but your mom slumps into a seat at your table. It's like they were going specifically for geoponics this time. She mutters, but your dad pets your hair and shushes her. I'm sure it was just bad luck, Flulabelle, he says, but your mom shakes her head and folds her hands in front of her mouth, staring out the porthole window at the fields. So there's something in hydroponics that's or geoponics that's luring them there. I wonder what exactly. So, not a bad outcome overall. We got ourselves a pet, which I don't know exactly. Do we have a slot for pets? I think so. We got a lot of cards. Yeah, it was a good year. Before we stop for the episode, new perks unlocks xenobotany research in geoponics. Interesting. Let's go see what that would mean before we do anything else. You're a lot bigger than I thought you would be. From the art, I don't know. I just assumed it was going to be a lot. I don't know. Let's explore the xenobotany lab. Hey, kiddo, your dad says, looking up from his work desk where he's dissecting a huge bell-shaped flower. Can you hand me that separator? I've really got my hands in things here. You hand him the tool, which he uses to wedge open some sort of weird stoma-like opening inside the bell. Gooey purple nectar oozes out and pools on the desk. Whoa, he exclaims. I thought I'd drained this little beauty. Could you get a towel, I guess? You help him mop up the flower juice. Yuck. It's sticky and smells like rotting vegetables. When you're done, he looks at you with pride. You know, I've been thinking of getting one of you kids to come help me out with researching the native plants, he says. You think you might be able to break off some time to help your old man in the lab? I know you've been studying biology, he adds. It's not as glamorous as gene tech research with instance, but it is important. Yeah, that actually sounds great. He grins. Well, let me talk to your mom about it tonight before you go telling her. She's not a fan of alien plants, you know? If it were up to her, we'd fill these greenhouses with earth plants and nothing else. But there's gotta be more on this planet we can cultivate. If you find any cool plants while you're exploring, bring them here and we can take a look at them. Sure. So that has unlocked a new... Ooh, biology and organizing. That's actually very good. Yeah, I think we're probably going to do a fair amount of that. But like I said, not right this second. We'll talk to Cal first thing next time. A little something for all you Cal fans in the audience to look forward to. And then... Okay, so... A pet is a piece of equipment, essentially. That feels a little crummy, but okay. We will get a space open and put Freaky in there. +1 skill on challenge wins seems really good. Man, that seems so good. Maybe we should play it over the animal book. Just like, if it refers to all challenges, that seems so powerful. I don't know. We'll find out. I think that, though, is going to have to be where we call it for today. And thank you all so much for watching. When you return, it is finally time for the first episode where the series title is not at all a lie, not even a little bit. So come back then for actual Teenage Exocolonist action. And we'll see you then.